President, in his State of the Nation address, apologized. We're talking about the 07 violence and, of course, other ills and wrongs that have happened in our history. He gave this apology. What did you make of that? Does that help this go forward in as far as the wrongs that have happened, the massacres, the deaths, the killings? Does that help the country heal?
I think it's important for, there's a National Victims and Survivors Network that includes families of those who've been assassinated, survivors of the various massacres across the country, IDPs from 2002, 1997, as well as 2007. And I think, yes, an apology is important. That said, you have to ask why there's been no movement yet on implementing the TJRC report and implementing, again, very specific recommendations within it. And, a lot of the sort of categories of gross and systemic human rights violations that they looked at, that work, the investigative work, had been done before. We've had many commissions of inquiry. Names are there. Has there been any follow-up? So an apology without follow-up, an apology without accountability, what does that mean actually to victims and survivors? Then the other aspect of the State of the Nation address was he purported to sort of say, well, as concerns the post-election violence, the DPP has said all the open case files from the period can't be prosecuted, and therefore we're not going that route. We're just going to go restorative justice, and he announced this fund. He has no business telling victims and survivors that those avenues are closed. Again, we're in touch with victims groups. All of them have told us, if the police want to know exactly what I know about who raped me, about who stole my stuff, about who burnt my house, we can tell them. You can open up new files. And yes, time has passed. Yes, the evidence base is hard at this point in time, but I think we owe it to them to at least try.
Yeah. So you see, because he threw the challenge back in as far as the TJRC report, and he described just processing of it back to the legislators. So is it also the leadership, the elected leaders, that are also failing Kenyans in getting this?
It's a disingenuous answer. Jubilee is the majority in Parliament. He is theoretically the leader of his party. If he wanted Parliament to actually do something with that report, it would have been done. It would have been done already.
So for you, not a much
goodwill. Well, no, I mean, of course, you can't lose up hope. When an avenue opens, you pursue it to the end. I know certainly the Victims and Survivors Network is meeting on this. Most of our domestic partners are sort of trying to get ready. Okay, this fund's been announced. What does that mean? TJRC report might be implemented. What does it mean? Yes. People have been ready for a while with proposals on how to move forward.
Okay.
It's not like they're going to stand back and not seize the opportunity. But I think they're seizing the opportunity with their eyes very wide open.